So is this a new resource that you have to
This is right on here. Any kid can see this. Any kid. It's got best penis pumps. It's got the best sex dolls. Heavy petting, groping. Middle schoolers can't keep their hands off each other.
The chemical dance that allows this to happen is one of the sexiest things that goes on in your body other than, like, sex.
I'm very sorry. This is nothing that I would have ever wanted to have anybody exposed to.
Who wants to know what my son's proclivity to certain sex is? Birth control, herpes home tests, where to get your best sex doll, how to enlarge your penis.
Like I said, we'll notify technology of the website. Make sure it gets thrown on fire.
But you will not notify the parents. How are you? Thank you for meeting me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
First of all, first week of September, that personality test, it was very disturbing as a parent to see that. Came home after taking a personality test. He told me what character he was. It was from a website that was only made for use for adults. It even states on the very first page of that website that it is for adult content only, and it even explains, a company that makes personality tests even explained personality tests should never be given to somebody 18 or younger. He said he entered them, funny, whatever, he got virtuoso, and it gave him basically his sexual, what his sexual inclinations would be. Now, I don't know why that should have ever been on his Chromebook. It was about 2 paragraphs about how he would be quick to turn from a relationship to sex, that he's a very sensual person, that he knows how to change his partner's mind quickly, and that he's basically very manipulative in that way, where he can get somebody who doesn't want to do something to do it. That was beyond disturbing. Met with Mr. Rulo. He told me that you apologized profusely. That personality test alone was a real big kicker. My son is only innocent once. And once you take that away from him, he's gone, okay? He was 11 when he took that personality test.
First and foremost, that is not a school lesson or something that we would be approved. We blocked it. The district blocked it. Not even Copper Beach. The district has blocked it.
I believed it would never happen again. I believed you didn't know that it was an adult website. Then 2 weeks ago, he's sitting next to me. He couldn't answer one question. And he was sitting next to me playing it on his Chromebook, this video, over and over again. And then all of a sudden I was like, what? What was that? Heavy petting, groping. Middle schoolers can't keep their hands off each other.
Now, when the muscle cell is at rest, none of these strands are touching each other, but they really desperately want to. They're like middle school students at a formal dance. The myosin in particular wants nothing more than to reach its little heads up and do some heavy petting with the actin.
They need chaperones to keep their hands off each other because they're just animals that need to grope each other.
There are a couple of things that keep this groping from happening. The first is a set of 2 proteins wrapped around the actin. Let's just continue our middle school metaphor. They're the chaperones. They protect the actin from groping.
Stored frustration in their head. And it builds and builds, this frustration of the head, and then explodes at go time.
The chemical dance that allows this to happen is one of the sexiest things that goes on in your body other than, like, sex.
I just couldn't believe it. And then I look, it's for college kids, or 18 and older. You promised me this wouldn't happen again.
We have a vetting process.
I need to know how in the world, you said that first the personality thing was not approved curriculum. Mm-hmm. I guarantee this wasn't approved curriculum either. How does that continue to happen? And adult content. Adult, and then we're not talking just adult content. We're talking about sexual content in both.
Let Mr. Trickle speak and then I'll address you.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for coming in, and I take this very, very seriously. The fact that for 21 years nothing like this has happened, the vetting process has been successful. These two, the fact that it happened twice is embarrassing for me professionally and as a person. It's extremely frustrating, especially because the conversation that I had with Mr. Rulo, If I could take this back, I would. I'm working with my administrative team to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Again, I'm taking this very seriously. This is nothing that I would have ever wanted to have anybody exposed to. I can just apologize for all of the stress that it's caused. I'm very sorry.
Well, thank you for saying that, but you know, honestly, like I said, my son is literally innocent once. Once he sees this stuff, that's it. You never unsee it. And then when I see things like this, it only makes me wonder, who wants to know what my son's proclivity to certain sex is, like in that personality test? And now I have two different things that were adult rated, and both had sexual content. And then last night, while I was preparing for this meeting, I decided to look through the last couple assignments again. So I'm going to show you my son's Chromebook. We're going to go to classes. We're going to go to classes. We're going to go to life science. And I'm going to go down to May 24th. Body systems review. So this was posted, a new assignment, Stephen Trinkle, body systems review. They just pull it up and then.
You familiar with the assignment?
This is assignment you gave the kids, right? Some sort of pictures, information to go with their assignment, right?
Supplemental material to review some of the processes.
Okay, that's from .com. It's a website.
Okay.
It is for 18 years or older.
Is there something on that page that?
Yes.
Yeah, so could you, I just
Yeah.
want to be able to address it.
You go just here, just on the very first page where there's all these body systems. Explore additional resources. Let me just read you a couple of them. Blue Chew reviews. Blue Chew is Viagra. STD checks. You can get home tests for STD and herpes on this. Quick Extender Pro, that's a penis extender. Hims and Hers review, that's Hims and Hers. You could buy birth control, you can buy all sorts of sex supplements.
So is this a newer resource that you've been
This
using?
is right on here. Any kid can see this, any kid. It's got best penis pumps. It's got the best sex dolls. Let me just read you one thing from the best sex dolls page. As children, we form bonds with dolls and stuffed animals, which are wholly inanimate. Later in life, we connect with pets, the bulk of whose emotional complexity we project on them ourselves. So it's no great leap to understand how someone could imbue an inanimate doll with a voice, a personality, or an eroticism, and even a kind of soul. And there's a big picture of a sex doll. She looks just like a girl.
But see, that's one of the things that we're working on with Mr. Trinkle as far as editing. That went up prior to us having our meeting. He will take that down and we'll make sure that there's something that's age appropriate, that reviews for their final exam on the systems. But again, that's how we'll move forward with that.
Okay, so what about my kid? What about every other kid that saw this? What about every other kid? Parents don't know their kids saw this.
As parents that are bringing concerns to us, we're addressing them.
So you're not going to notify the other parents?
As parents are bringing things up to us, we're addressing them.
I asked you last time, with just the personality test alone, you need to notify all the parents. And you didn't. You didn't want to.
This was one particular teacher who has given this out in past years to collaborate. It is a survey that or questionnaire that he's used in the past when they're introducing labs. He, from what he's told me to the best of his knowledge, so those tabs that said, I guess, romantic relationships was not there in the past. And he's taking responsibility saying, I should have reviewed it, I just assumed it was the same as it was in the past, I did not know that that was there. He's like, to the best of my knowledge it wasn't there. He's like, I've never had a student or a parent. He's like, I assumed that that would have been brought up immediately if it was there in the past.
I believe that you both owe these students and the parents the ability to address what they may or may not have seen. What happens to the results? He was just using them for his own personal.
Yes.
Birth control, herpes home tests.
And we'll notify
Find out
technology.
where to get your best sex doll. How to enlarge your penis.
Like I said, we'll notify technology of the website. Make sure it gets caught on our firewall.
But you will not notify the parents.
I have already said, any parent that reaches out to me, we'll be happy to speak to.
Unless you make a formal
Like I said.
a formal announcement, I'm going to have to make it hire and I don't want to do
And I
that.
understand that. Thank you. But we are doing, any parent that's brought anything to us, we would have spoken to.
Mr. Rulo, it's just not good enough. You have
I hear
to,
you.
you have to care about all of the kids.
I do.
I'm gonna have to elevate this. I
I
don't want
understand. I
to.
respect that. I hear you. I'm just telling you that that's where we are right now. Teacher has apologized. We are working to put things in place. We thought we did, and we're going to continue putting even more stringent things into place to make sure things are vetted.
Worry about children.
I get it. So do I. All
But
14 months
you're
of
not
mine.
protecting them all.
I will agree to disagree on
Basically,
that.
kids have been exposed to something and you're gonna keep it quiet.